wall is. It's the end of Cove Road, so I paddled across the intercoastal here. There's kind of a heavy wind, like 15 mile an hour maybe, so 10. It was pretty rough getting over here, but now I'm in the on this side over here, so the wind is kind of sheltered. I'm sheltered from the wind. I'm going to keep paddling down until I reach the cut and then go in and see if I can reach the ocean. I stopped here to check my gear. Yeah, I saw some stuff dragging in the water, so I wanted to stop and see if I can pick it up. At least get it out of the water for the time being. Which hopefully my straps didn't get wet. I think they're doing okay for the most part. The downside of putting my backpack up there is that it makes it top heavy a little bit, so I got to be careful getting in and out. It wants to tip over. Once I'm in, or if I'm out of it, it's okay. Just moving around is pretty unstable. So stop here and make sure everything's still secured, and then get back on the way. So a little beach. It smells like a skunk over here, so hopefully that's not going to be an issue when I get where I'm going. coming up to the cut. Technically they call it a kayak trail. And let's see here. And now I'm back fighting the wind. And it's running right down this channel. And because I got the backpack up front, it wants to keep catching the wind and turning me around. So, this ought to be fun. The tide's also going out, so I'm fighting that also. I think an egret or yeah, it looks like an egret up here. See if we can't come up on them. Oh, there's two of them. Nope. There they go. This is a mangrove swamp kind of thing. You see all the water and the mangroves grow in it. They hold the sand in place, and after a while we wind up with islands. It slowly builds up. You see a long way in there, so all of this is underwater, just the mangroves growing up. Hopefully that will work to my benefit when I get to the end down here where I'm looking for that cut that goes across to the ocean. Otherwise I'm going to wind up taking a long way around, which I don't want to do. Especially with this wind, there's probably some decent sized waves out there in the ocean. You'll see how deep the water is here in a minute. Out in this little channel, we got some good sized birds up here on in the mangroves. You can see farther down there's some more herons. I'll check the water depth real quick here. Oops. Oh, it's deeper than the paddle. Probably about 7 feet, 8 feet deep, maybe deeper. When we get down to the end, it gets shallow. It's only about knee deep, ankle deep. But I guess with the water running through here all the time, keeps it cut out. somebody came along and hung a bunch of shells on that branch there. Kind of cool. We're coming to the end of the kayak trail, and it comes out into a couple of openings in the mangroves. On the other side of these mangroves, up dead ahead, is the ocean. And even though it's just a little ways away, I can hear the ocean. I can hear the waves on the ocean. It's probably blowing pretty well. So we're going to go check things out, supposedly down this way. According to Google Maps, there's a opening or a trail that comes down to one of the open areas in this swamp, or the estuary. So I'm going to check that out first. The only downside is sometimes it's hard to find this opening because it kind of blends unless you're like right next to it and you're looking down there. Somebody put some marking tape over there. I'm going to go check that out and see what that's all about. But at least one thing to remember is it's about across from our cut here, so we want to go back out. So kind of keep an eye open for it, but I think that marking tape's there for a reason. So I'm going to take a quick peek and see if there's anything to that, and if there isn't, then I'll go around the other way. The good thing about this out here, it starts to get shallow, so if I tip and I have to right my little kayak here, I should be able to do it without too much trouble. And now, what do we got going? We got something going here, because they got pink. See the pink, and then back farther in, there's blue. But all of that, I don't know if they're maybe running a test or something back here. The state might be running a test, I don't know. But it's too thick for me, and I'm definitely not getting to the ocean this way, which is where I want to be. So go back to the original plan, take a look around, hopefully get out on the beach. Yeah, and the water here's 3 feet deep, which is a lot better than 6 or more. One thing about this kayak is if it tips, then I got to get someplace where I can stand up to right it. It's not going to be able to right itself out in the water, which is kind of a downside considering I got my pack up top, making it top heavy. So that would definitely be entertaining for everybody but me. And my pack's not going to float either. Parts of it might, you know, give it a little buoyancy, but not enough to help. So I think that might hold the bow down too. So hopefully it wouldn't take the whole boat, but I don't know. I don't want to find out. Luckily we're sheltered in here, there's not much wind. It's kind of behind me at my back right now. Now, there's a lot of fish in here. So if we get time, we'll get things set up and come out and maybe try, I brought a fishing pole, see if we have any luck, just for the heck of it. Fish jumping up there. Now this is one kind of a finger opening. Up towards the end is where Google Maps shows the trail that comes from the ocean, the beach, down to here. Now how old that map is, I don't know. So I'm hoping if it is kind of old, there's still enough of a trail, working trail, that I can get up on it. Because on this side of the ocean, there's really no place to land and set up a tent or anything like that without going back to that little beach area that I got off and checked my equipment at the first time. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, there's an osprey. Some more herons. I can hear the water breaking on the ocean, or on the beach from the ocean. I mean, I heard it a while ago. I've been listening to it for a while. The tide's going out right now, so this water's deeper than it was last time I was in this area. Alright. Keep my fingers crossed. Looks like we might have some luck here. Yep. There we go. Wow. Thank you, Google Maps. Oh, there's even a bench here. Wow. This is a much better landing than I expected. How cool. So I'll pull the kayak up and get out and scout around for a couple minutes, see what we got going, and then come back and get the stuff and do what we got to do. Okay, got the camelback on, my shoes on, kayak's far enough up it's not going to float away. Let's go take a walk and see what we got up here. Sorry, I had to check the camera for a second. A lot of sea grapes. All these things are sea grapes. You can eat them when they're in season. I don't see any growing on them right now though. Spiders. My wife and a lot of my friends are afraid of spiders, especially these big ones. I don't know if you can see it too well. It's pretty good size. There's some bigger ones out here. It's kind of little. This is part of a park. The only way you can get to is by boat, kayak obviously, or hiking a long ways up the beach. So I'm surprised to find this here. The north end of this is pretty well maintained. I didn't expect to find this maintained down here. Coming into sea oats. See if I can find a place to set up my camp. wait until later and just set it up out here. By the park. Didn't realize this was cut out because this is the first time I've been down this side. I don't want to go in and destroy anything in there. Considering it's a park, it's probably going to be a federal offense, and I don't want to get into all that. Since they already keep this mowed down, I could probably throw my ground cloth down, put my footprint, and then throw my tent up, and it won't be any kind of a problem. So I'm going to go back, grab my water stuff, and walk up to where the park actually starts and fill up all my water. And come back down and go from there. Got all this stuff on. Take it up a little bit and drop it. There's kind of a place that might be a good place to set up camp that's not quite on the beach, although I'd rather be closer to the beach so I get a breeze. There's a lot of no-see-ums that are little tiny black flies, and they bite you, and they hurt. They're so small you can barely see them, but you really know they're there. If I can be up by the beach, I think the breeze will help keep them cleared off. So I'm going to go drop my pack anyway, and go up and figure out how far it is to the water, because there's no place to get water down here. I have to go up to the park area and get water there. So I'm going to go ahead and load up all my water and come back. So I have some kind of an idea how far away that is, and then start setting up something. I'm kind of thinking right ahead. It's going to be the place. This is Kayak's down there where we came in. It's down over there. And there's like a break in the sea grapes in the mangroves. I have to duck down and keep catching my fishing pole and everything. There we go. Right up here. This is kind of a little bit of a cleared out area. I think I can squeeze my tent in here and still have halfway decent breeze and not have too much trouble with the no-see-ums or whatnot. But you know, the ocean's just on the other side of the brush right there. So I'm going to drop my bag, get my water stuff, load up, and then be back and check out the areas in between. Okay, all ready to go for water. Put my pack up there, kind of out of sight. If somebody goes by, unless they really look at it, they're probably going to miss it. And check it out. Got 2 Camelbacks, 170 and 100 ounce, and a thing of water. Go walk along the beach for a little bit. somebody on a four-wheeler down there. They come up and check for sea turtle eggs. Sea turtle nest. You can see some of them have hatched, and then there's another one that they've marked off. They come by and they mark them off so nobody walks on them or bothers them. It's a federal offense if you do. Not a good thing. Seaweed that washes up and gets dried. It's green when it washes up. Once it dries, it turns black. Happy birthday. I'll take it and put it in the garbage. Take a look on top of the dune here. There you go, we got a bunch of sea oats, sea grapes, holding the dune down in place. Keep it from blowing away. I've got a sea turtle eggshell. might have been a nest here. I don't see that they had it blocked off there. It's right down there. I don't know if you can see it or not. A lot of the crabs, raccoons. I've heard that there's 2 koi wolves out here too. I don't know if they caught them or not. They're down here getting into the sea turtle eggs. Yeah, here's one right here. There's 2 little holes in it. You see these have a pod almost like a pea. They look probably related to peas. I don't know if you can eat them. Seed. Look at that. I think whoever put the shells on that branch going in the kayak cut, it's been up here. Putting shells up on this branch over here. You can see a coconut down here washed up. It's starting to sprout right here. It's got a little root that goes down and then they pop right out of the top. That'll be nice, a coconut tree up here. There's a big old log. Not sure what that's all about. Yep. That's what that's all about. Osprey. the water temperature is 85. That's what they said on the news yesterday. Oh, another balloon. Happy birthday. Here's something that surprised me. If you look up here, see where this is all matted down. Actually, a sea turtle climbed all the way up here. You see the marker? Climbed all the way up here from down there up into this seagrass, sea oats, and made a nest up here. I didn't know they would do that. All the other ones I've seen have always been down in the beach area. That's pretty cool. I don't know how those little tiny hatchlings are going to make it out though. It's pretty thick stuff. I guess they do. It's pretty thick. Looks like I made it. Not that it's well marked. I think this is the entrance. Of course, the tire track's coming out. Kind of helpful. No idea how far we walked. I don't even know how long it took us to get here. Not that I need this, I just brought it for the heck of it. On the inside I did. I wasn't sure about how going through all those mangroves was going to work out. More sea grapes. Sea oats. Here you can see the sea grapes up here. They grow in little bunches like that. The purple ones, you can eat the purple ones. They're not bad. They used to make jelly out of them. Back when the pioneers were first moving down, they made all kinds of stuff with them. A lot of people really don't eat too much stuff that's growing around anymore. A lot of people don't even know you can eat it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that one's over right. See, I found one that's a little more purple. You're starting to get that fermenty taste. call them a grape because they grow like grapes. It tastes a little bit like a grape, but not a whole lot. A little seed in the middle. Like I said, the only way to get here is by walking or by boat. Although they do have some couple pavilions, little seats. They got water up here. This is really the only way at this point I'd be able to do this without carrying a lot of water with me. It's a little bit of a walk to come up here and get water, but I'm not trying to carry a lot of it with me. I can come up here and load up and then take it back. Some wild coffee. Pretty clean. Shower's outside. I can get some water here then. Get rid of this garbage I got picked up. Find a place to put this that won't annoy the crap out of me. I took it once on a trip and it fell out not too long after started on our trip. Luckily we found it on the way back. On there, you can even see it. Here's a shower and restroom, shower downstairs. We were just at it. I hope I'm getting this. This is probably the clearing that goes all the way down to where I brought in the launch, or brought in the kayak at that landing area. Kind of guessing they'd have this mode all the way down there. I'm not sure how far it goes, and we're not too far from the end of the park where there's an inlet, so the park stops that way. Which, if I didn't want to walk on the beach, it'd probably be a little bit easier walking down that. Maintenance. Some pretty butterflies at Gulf Artillery. Alright, I took the cover off the front. I had the waterproof cover on. I don't know if you guys can hear or see. Well, I'm sure you can see, but if you can hear, now I'm on the boardwalk. Unfortunately, my other cover didn't come in yet. And this will take us right across to the river, almost to where we put in this morning. We started out probably about 10. Last time I was here with my wife, there was a bunch of spiders. I don't see that many right here. Some more of those big spiders, they just call them banana spiders. They're like a golden orb spider or web spider or something, but just call them banana spiders. You can see they put a lot of effort into this, all this mangrove. This is actually a pretty long walkway. For the amount of people and the amount of use it gets, which is nice if you can get here. It's beautiful. This is part of the kayak trail, believe it or not. If we go down here, which looks pretty thick to me, I don't know how they consider this a kayak trail, but according to a map I got of the preserve, you're supposed to be able to kayak all the way up through here. Actually, it's probably, here we go. This is a little more open. This is probably it. Much more right here. The tide's going out. It's moving along pretty well. So where we were, we could follow all the way through. Look at that, somebody's got a lure out there. You believe it? All the way over here. But where we were, we put the kayak in. We could follow that all the way north, follow this trail, come out through here, and it goes into a bigger opening up there called the hole in the wall. We go out through that and then out into that inlet, and we could come around and up on the ocean side. The downside is I don't see any place you could land over here. So if you came up this far, you'd see it, and you'd have to get out. This is solid down here, but you'd have to fight your way all the way through this. There's not a footpath down here. Yeah, I smell skunk again. I hope he was down there, because if he got up on this walkway, he doesn't really have anywhere to go. Obviously something was up here. I don't know where all the spiders went. They were all over. about a month ago. You'd see them there stretched all between the trees and everything. We had a pretty heavy rain the other day, but that was about a day and a half ago. You'd think they'd be back by now. Yep, see, now we're back in the more swampy mangrove area. Right now it's not bad, but tonight the no-see-ums will come out and they'll eat you alive. A friend of mine got me some Skin So Soft, so I'm going to try that. Hopefully it'll work. Yep, there's a spider. I see him down on his web down there. You'd be surprised how many little fish and crabs and everything live in here in this estuary. It's a breeding ground. That's why people get upset when it gets destroyed, because in the area I'm in, fishing is a big industry. You know, sport fishing, and this supports a lot of that. A lot of the baby fish, you know, they hatch and they get bigger and they move out of this, but this protects them when they're little. And when this gets wiped out, then a lot of it goes away. You lose a lot of the industry. And then Lake Okeechobee, they've been flushing fresh water out into the river, which totally destroys the ecosystem because it's brackish out there. And when they flush all that fresh water, it kills everything. It makes things so bad you can't fish, you can't swim. You can get some really bad bacterial infections from swimming in the water. So it's a bad deal. There's a lot of protesting going on to make them stop, the Army Corps of Engineers, which hopefully they will. It's supposed to go to south into the Everglades. They're working on rerouting it, but it's till they quit. We're just gonna have to deal with it. You see some of these big black mangroves just growing out of the water. That's what they do. Pretty cool. There we go. I finally found one of the big spiders across the thing there. I really have no idea why they put those up there. They're tagging them for something, and I'm not sure why. If I come across a worker here, I'll ask them. Unless they're saving them and they're going to sprout them somewhere. Where's our spider? There he is. Right up there. Pretty cool. There we go. Here's another one. I almost didn't see him. I saw the stick his web caught. He's got a bee or something. Oh well. It's pretty good sized. Oh, there's a second one there. Couple bees. Yep. Another one. Ah, there we go. real Florida. So ranger station's closed up. Huh. 3/4 of a mile to the beach, so you get an idea how much of that walkway was wood. There we are. See, that's where I was. We came down here, came up to there, the boardwalk. Now we're over where these restrooms are here. Yeah, that's where we parked. I didn't even know this was on here. So we parked and came all the way down, came in there, down to the beach access, which was nice to know now. Walked all the way up there, walked across the boardwalk, and we'll walk down there and look across and see where we came in, and then turn around and go back. And that white wall over there, you can see it. You can actually see the van where it's backed up. That's where we put in. We came across over there to that point and started heading south. That little beach we put in at is just around that corner there the first time when I was checking my gear. I'm glad the sun came out. So I'll walk back up here and get the water and then head back to where we left the backpack. Yep, there's another spider, you see. He's missing a couple legs. He had a bad day. Alright, I came up the trail. Right there was by the restrooms. The first set that's before the wood boardwalk. And I came to the mode part that I believe goes down to pretty close to where we came in with the kayak. So I'm going to walk down this. I believe that's where it comes out. Just to see. I mean, you know, wouldn't mind walking down the beach again, but I've never been this way. So I want to check it out. So I'm loaded up with my water, my two camelbacks, and this thing of water here, just so I don't have to walk back and forth. It's a ways. I'm going to walk down here and just check it out, just so I know, and hope, I believe it comes back to where our backpack is. So we'll see. I'm not going to film too much of it because it looks pretty redundant. Over there is where the ocean is. And then over there is where the river is. Just check See where it goes. It's a little bit easier walking, just because I'm not in the beach sand. Still walking. It hasn't been that long. Here, let's show you. Still on the same trail. It's a pretty good distance to the beach. Kind of relative, of course. See the sea grapes and stuff over there. On the other side of that is the dune with the beach. Not sure why they have this mowed down. Maybe it's supposed to be a fire break. It's the only thing I can figure. Well, I think this was a little bit faster walking this way. I think it's more of a straight line. You see the ocean over there. I just reached this point. I think the road, this cleared spot, comes out to the ocean, and then we should find the trail that goes to the backpack. If that's the case, which I'm sure it is, I'll probably wind up setting up the tent right up here on this this area, probably the grassy area. It's not like they use this, not heavily used enough to where I would have to worry about anything. I'm not beating down any vegetation up here to cause any problems. That's it. That's where that stick is poking up. So I think if I put the tent up, it's going to be like right over here, maybe right over there. So at least I get a little bit of a breeze and help keep no CMs or mosquitoes down. I'm surprised that worked out pretty well. Looks like I missed the guy on the SUV. When he came back, he must have come down the dirt road. We got the two sets of tracks this time. Yeah, here's my prints coming out. And they're on top of this track. Yeah, and then this track here covers it. So he went down there and then came back and went up that way. I must have missed him. That's all right. So we'll go get the backpack and bring it up here. and square things up just a little bit, and then maybe come down and try and do a little fishing back here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get something to eat. I decided to take that walk without thinking ahead. I didn't bring any granola bars or anything. So I got all the way up there and I regretted that fact. Actually, if I'm going to bring the backpack and stuff over, I'm going to go drop my water there and bring it back. Okay, I got the backpack and my water and stuff out here, so I'll start breaking things open and set it up a little bit and go try and do a little fishing. Yeah, I don't know how much you can actually hear. I said actually I got this out. I'm gonna break it down, start getting things out, and then try and do a little fishing on the kayak. And you can see right where we're at. We're not on the beach. I don't want to be on the beach, but we're close to it. And should get a halfway decent breeze to keep the no-see-ums and stuff off, hopefully, for the night. So, anyway, that's that. Stop to take a break. Stop and have a snack, and then go out in the kayak and do some fishing. Set on the hose for my water, so now I'm sitting in a puddle. I was trying to avoid that, but kayak. We'll give it a shot and see if we have any luck with the fishing. This battery that's in here right now is almost dead, so I'm gonna probably turn it down, turn it off for a little bit until I get set up, and then turn it back on. I don't have any high hopes. I just brought my son's little kind of inexpensive pole and one lure, and then I brought some hooks and bobbers and stuff like that. If I really decide to get interested in it, I'll work on it, but right now I just play around for a little bit. not even on, but just banging against the boat. I'm not a fisherman. Try someplace a little farther down. kind of floating along. Out in the mangrove, I didn't have any luck with the fishing, so I just paddled around a little bit, and now we're floating, checking things out. Actually, where the kayak lands is down there. We go back in that way, and then we come out. We can pull it up and then go up to the beach. That's where we'll be camping. This way, there's another open area over this way, and then that way, if we wanted to go up underneath that dock, that boardwalk I showed you, we would walk up or paddle up that way. It goes up a long ways and narrows, and then goes down into that narrow where it went under the boardwalk. And then here we go. I started setting up the tent. Just pick that spot. I'm kind of thinking I should have brought my son's. It's a little bit smaller. This is a 3-man, or it's a Rock 3.2. So it's a little bit big for one person, but it'll work good for keeping all the gear in case it rains. Not bad. Like I said, I hope the breeze keeps up. That way it'll keep the mosquitoes and the no-see-ums away. There we go. I got the tent set up and my bag set up. The little inflatable mattress in there is inflating on its own right now. I'll blow it up in a little bit and finish it off. So I had to move it because where I first set it up, I didn't realize there was a lot of ant hills, and one of my pegs was right where an ant hill was, so I had to pull it over just a little bit farther, but that's fine. It wasn't far enough to worry about. So this I noticed that boat out there poking along. It must be a fun ride. But anyway, everything's pretty much set up. It's about 5 o'clock. I wanted to get things squared away and settled down. And the seas, the ocean's picked up a little bit, although the tide's gone down quite a bit. So it'll be cool. It'll be a nice night. Listen to the ocean. There's a sailboat out there. I didn't even notice that one. Nice day. There we go. Everything's pretty much set up. Everything's inside the tent. My backpack, all my gear. Everything's squared up. And then on the back, this is going to be the back side because I've kicked that like 5 times trying to walk around. Just got some stuff I'll pull inside before I go to bed. And right now I'm just going to go down and walk around in the ocean down there, kill some time, and then come back and have something for dinner. So I haven't seen anyone other than that one person this morning on that 4-wheeler that was checking up and down the beach. I know I saw two small black snakes. It was funny, I was walking up to get water earlier, and I thought it was kind of weird that I hadn't seen any snakes out here at all. And then just going back on the path over here where we go back and forth to the kayak, I saw 2. So I saw one small one up in this brush area, and then a bigger black snake back in the sea grape area. So, and I saw him twice, so I think maybe where I kept walking is his little hangout spot. He's waiting for lizards to go by. But so far so good. Might walk down that way, south. Just check that out for a little bit. Take a look at the tent. It's not too easy to see. Should probably could close that one flat. Got it strapped down pretty tight. So I think I'll do that. I'll close it up. That'll keep it from being seen as easily. And see, there's the 10. The camp is way back there somewhere. I've been walking for a little while. Sign up here. Go see what that says. Hope Sound National Wildlife Refuge. I'll keep walking a little bit farther south. I think this refuge should have a pavilion or something. And if I want to come with the kids and backpack in, I can always come down here and walk in instead of trying to do the kayak thing, although the kayak thing's cool. There's some of them I think are still can have a little trouble with it. So I'll walk down here and see if I can see the pavilions. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this is all about. I don't know if somebody tried to make a little lean-to here and using some palm fronds. See some coconuts they've chopped open. Might have been somebody just hanging out, enjoying the day, who knows. Of course, it might have been somebody that came in on a boat too, one of the illegals or something, get dropped off. Who knows? Kind of cool. This is 1918 to 2009. L.C. Taylor. I'm not sure who that is. I'll check it out when I get home. Kind of an odd place to have a memorial though, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. Obviously people have been coming here though because it's somewhat taken care of. Well, not taken care of, but there's a little path going to it for people just walking. See the sun's starting to go down. It's going to be dark pretty soon. I think I'm gonna make something to eat. That was quite a walk. In case you're wondering, you see a pair of drawers back there. I happened to sit on my my Camelback mouthpiece, and well, there you go. Wound up having a wet rear end. So there they are, drying out. No big deal. There you go. Well, I made my first dinner out here. My mashed potatoes are cooling off there. When I first got here, I was going to make a cup of coffee. I was really disappointed I couldn't find my coffee. And then I got out my stove and stuff, and I found my coffee. I packed it in there, so it made me much happier. So I have a cup of coffee too. I'm going to go sit on the beach and drink my coffee and eat my potatoes up here when they cool off a little bit. I have a feeling sand will get in them if I go down to the beach with them. So just kind of hanging out right now. Nothing going on. You can see the sun on the buildings over there going down. There you go. There's a sunset starting to go down. Check on the kayak before I go back up to the beach, just double checking it. See the tide came up. I don't know if you can see the water here by the roots. It was down a ways. Well, we went out fishing earlier, and then now it's up to here. And when we came in, it was actually, the water was up here. It's quite a bit higher up in there, because there were some fish chasing little minnows up in here. Of course, you know, then the tide went down. But looks pretty good over here. Just wanted to double check it. I was sure it was up plenty high enough, up next to this park bench. So it's actually a lot darker under here because of these sea grapes. When they come up by the beach, it lightens up quite a bit. There's not supposed to be any kind of a moon tonight. It's going to be pretty dark, which is unfortunate. I would have rather timed this around a full moon or something like that so you can see. But it is what it is. So maybe I can come out with my kids and stuff when there's a full moon, but don't enjoy that. This is the spot where we first left the backpack when we first got here. Well, I first thought maybe I'd camp here. I'm glad I didn't. Glad I went out and checked around. It's back in there. There's almost no breeze. I'm sure I would get eaten up at night. And out here is got a much nicer view. Nice breeze. Here, you see a boat out there? It's the only one I see. So much for the sunset. That's light out there. Well, this morning, start breaking down the tent a little bit, folded up sleeping bag and my inflatable mattress. It's about 7:10, I think. Pretty overcast. I don't know if it's gonna rain or not, so I'm trying to go ahead and get packed up. Well, I got the camp broke down, my stuff laid out, make some coffee and some oatmeal and head out. I think that's the fastest I got my camp broke down ever. But a couple minutes, probably about 10 minutes. That's where the tent used to be, so I don't mind picking this spot. Didn't hurt anything. Couple boats out there. Most of everything packed up, just waiting on breakfast and then head out. Someone doing the seat bolt and that's it's pretty overcast. About 79, 80 degrees. Nice out. It's not bad for what, October 24th? I got my stuff together. I'm walking out. Make one more trip back. Left my camelbacks down there. I'm gonna go put my backpack on the kayak and get things squared away. Come back for that. can see how high the water's up again. This is our drag mark from yesterday where we came in. There's actually some roots over there that were exposed and the water was below those when we first came in. Actually, the second time we came in. First time we got here, they were just above the roots. And I went down below it. Now it's up a pretty good ways. All this area was dry yesterday when we went out fishing. Oh, it should make launching the kayak a little easier. Alright, one last look around. I don't see that I left anything, forgot anything. I think the only way you can tell I was here was this is just laid down just a little bit farther than the rest of it where it was all mowed. Okay, that's okay with me. There we go. One last trip up to the beach and back. I got the kayak loaded up. Probably not the best way. It may in the future if I try this again. Oh, there's a little bird down there fishing. There he is. Fishing, looking for crabs, whatever. See if I can get a better look at him. Out there on that branch. But yeah, like I was saying, if I can figure out a better way to load it so it's not so top heavy. I'm trying to avoid sticking everything inside because I have a tendency to get water inside, and then I'd rather not have everything come out wet and then try and stick it in my backpack to take it. So I'll probably figure something out, or just stick with the way it is. I got here without tipping over. Hopefully I'll get back without tipping over. Once I'm in it, it feels pretty stable, so I think I'll just deal with it right now and work on something else once I get back. Okay, made it in the kayak without tipping over. Always a plus. I thought I was going to dump it there for a minute when I was first putting it in because, like I said, with that backpack on there, kind of top heavy, but it's stabilized. Luckily I didn't tip it. I did not want to have to deal with that. Mullet jumping. Well, the wind's at my back and it keeps pushing me this way. I don't know how much trouble I'm going to have trying to keep straight once I get out into the main river. But at least it's behind me and not in front of me. I'm okay with that. Or at least mostly behind me.
And here's our kayak trail. And the wind's wanting to push us right on past it. Yep. It's because the tide's still coming in. If you can see the water running past. You see how flooded out this is? Obviously when the tide's down you can just about walk in there on top of all the roots, and now most of those roots are covered up. See the crabs in the trees? It's actually a pretty decent sized crab. They usually don't get that big. Not often anyway, not that I've seen. Usually quite a bit smaller. Little bird on that post, hanging out. Didn't seem to be too worried. That shell tree. So the current's moving along pretty good in here, so it takes a lot of effort to keep this thing straight. And move it forward. It's such a narrow channel that water coming in through here moves pretty well. Next time I do this, I'll check the tide charts and try and work it with the tide. Try to anyway, of course it depends on the time. Looks like we're coming to the end up here. It's okay with me. I think once we get out to the river part, the water won't be flowing so fast. Yep, there we go. I see a boat going by out there, so almost there. See that water moving? Yeah. Stop watching the birds and pay attention to where I'm going. There's a big heron out there. Oop. Yep. Tuck up next to these mangroves for a minute, take a break. There's some more of those blue tags. I don't know what they're for. after a spider. Yeah, I don't want to take you home with me. But I'll take a break for a minute.
There's my brake spot I'm pulling out of. Says, oh, the wakes just take them at a 45-degree angle. Yeah, nice. That wasn't so bad, I guess. I just got that whole not wanting to tip over thing going. This isn't so bad. I can move along fairly well up here. There's nothing like in that little cut we were in a minute ago. Oh, there's an osprey up on that branch up there. About us. Now the sun comes out. there's where the van is. So I'll take a break for a couple minutes and then go across.
See all these tubes with the mangroves growing out? They put those in there to hold them in place so they can get started and wind up, they'll grow out like that over there. It'll help keep this from washing away, but I kind of wish they wouldn't do that, because all it's going to do is make more of this, and now nobody will be able to pull up, get out and walk around for a couple minutes at a little bit of a sandy beach. It's not that big, and there's plenty of mangroves behind it holding it in place back here. But I don't know if it's a state funded thing, or it might be a Boy Scout that refurbishes some of the beach area. It's hard telling. Some areas definitely need it, but this is all mangrove along here. Oop, there goes another boat. Guess a kayak will be okay. This is some pretty hardy grass here. Oh crap. Well, that was nice of that guy, wasn't it? Nice. Let's see how much water I got. Oh, I got a lot. Ah, there's a mouse in my shoe. Wow. Oop. He had a heck of a ride too. Shoes are soaked, everything's wet. It's part of doing something new, I guess. Learn. Next time I'll pull the kayak up farther. I thought it had it up far enough. Get the water that's in it out. Yeah. And I lost part of my GoPro thing in there too, I think, the clear part. Got another one coming, but I think I set it on top of my backpack when I got out. So when it dumped, I think that's gone. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. Let's see how we're making out. Yeah, that's better. It's a lot better. Well, I think I got everything except for the cover for this Sony GoPro thing. I believe it's gone. It may be in the kayak, but I can't find it. And I think when I got off, I took the cover off, so it's a little bit easier to see and hopefully hear. You can hear better. And I set it on top of my bag. So somebody somewhere is going to find it eventually, because it's one of those does not float items. And I'll just be careful looking around with it out, with it not on the cover not being on. So hopefully I didn't pick up too much water weight. Luckily most everything I have I put in these Sea to Summit waterproof bags, one of the events, so the majority of my stuff that would hold a lot of weight is there. I got all my food items are in a cloth bag, but they're all in Ziplocs, and I got some loose clothes on top, some dirty clothes that might have sucked up some water, but I'm hoping I got it out of the drink there before too much water got in there, because it was top heavy before. And yeah, so another pound or two might make a difference, or it might not. I don't know. I hope not. Luckily we're just going over to where that white wall is, so I keep my eye open for big boats. Although I think if I was on the water I would have been fine. It was just that wave when it hit the beach here lifted it and tipped it, and I believe I got the whole thing on the camera anyway. happy, you know, try something new, you gotta learn. But could have been worse. Oh well, let me get back on the water. Well, I made it back. Of course, the last thing I did when I stood up was whack the back of the camera. And since it had no cover that I lost, it fell right in the water, so I grabbed it, and I'm hoping it's still working. So I made it back. And there we go. Happy.